just take us through that?
Let me think. Yeah. I mean, he stopped my shot right at earlier in the match, and it's more of a mental thing there that I was going to get in on that shot and going to get the takedown. So.
When you came up to that bear hug position, was there any doubt in your mind you were just going to go for it?
It was kind of just like I wasn't really thinking at the time, but I mean, I've been hit on. Coach Cody hit that on me a lot throughout practice. So I mean, it's kind of stuff that he does to me. So I kind of had like a feel for it, I guess.
Did you hear the crowd at all and feel the environment there in the third?
Yeah, I definitely could feel that. It was pretty awesome.
That's the third time you've beaten Clark, dating back to high school, Dapper Dan, and something else after that. Do you think that this one here can project the future in your favor? I mean, do you think maybe you're in his head a little bit, or?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Garrett, that shot you converted, you seemed to be extended there for a time, and you really had to pull that in. Could you talk us through that and then through the finish?
Yeah, I didn't really think. Well, I guess I was a little extended, but I was just focusing on finishing hard. And, I knew that might be my last opportunity to get a takedown, so I just used all my strength. And the fans are pretty sweet for helping you out. And, finished off on a double, and I just wanted to make sure when I returned him that I was returning him hard and making sure that I was able to finish.
As you see, you got him up on your shoulder. He's wriggling a little bit. You just worried you're going to get him back?
Yeah, and I've been in that position before, so I wanted to make sure that I finished clean because. Kids are going to wrestle through that entire position, so when I returned him, I just made sure it was hard enough, and I stepped over his feet to finish.
And then what do you remember once the club went to zeros about the crowd reaction?
Not a whole lot. It was loud and exciting, and I was happy. I've been close against some of these top guys, and just focusing on winning and not being happy because no one cares if you lose close. You want to go out there and win, and that's all I was focusing on, just whatever it takes to win this match and just score this next point. Keep wrestling hard the whole 7 minutes.
Garrett, this was your BJC debut. What was it like just running out after halftime and the atmosphere and everything?
I was hoping to give us a chance to win the duel, and we're in position to make it happen against a team that's pretty talented. So, I like that big environment. It gets you a little extra push, and it's exciting. Wrestling in front of all those fans. And, I'm only about 2 hours away from here, so I know a lot of people back home are watching. My parents and my sister and my brother was watching, so it means a lot to me to have all these fans supporting us, and it was really exciting. But just trying to do my part for the team. So.
What kind of thoughts or emotions do you have coming in? It wasn't a great first half for you guys, and you're going to lead it off in the second.
Just trying to do my part. They were all. I think every single match was a decision. So when two talented teams wrestle, I just wanted to go focus on myself, and if I do my part, and each person just taking one match at a time, just going out there and wrestling hard and expecting to win, going out and earning it. So.
Morgan, how much of an emphasis were you putting on bonus there? You went out 6-0 early, and obviously a bonus point there would have set Jimmy up for the potential win for the dual meet. What was your thought process going into that match?
I didn't get.
No, you're close. I'm saying, did you have an emphasis on that?
Yeah, I wanted to get the extra point, and it was disappointing not getting it. I've had a couple matches like that, like the Minnesota match a couple weeks ago, and it's kind of frustrating now looking back at it. I wish I would have done a couple things differently. But like I've said before, I'll say it again. It's just there's positives to take away from all those matches, and so in the future when I'm that close, I can think back on this and be like, man, I want to get that extra point and give the team a chance. But it was a fun match. Nice to go out there against a tough kid like Burak, and it was a fun match. Huge environment with all those fans out there. It was a lot of fun. Seeing guys like Hammond and Gillibine getting those last minute takedowns. That's what we're here for. That's the funnest stuff to me.
Morgan, with the win a couple weeks ago against Minnesota, and obviously today another big win in a great environment. How do you feel about your wrestling right now? Because it looks like you're wrestling as well as you ever have in your career.
I feel good. I think I'm we were just talking about, Coach Carroll was talking about now, you know, we're ready right now to go wrestle for the national title. And I feel great where I am right now. Obviously, there's still things that I can be working on and I need to work on. But I feel good. You know, there's been a couple close matches. Sometimes I have a little trouble getting my offense going on some guys, but you know, just stuff to work on and play wrestle with and have fun.
To both of you, is it, you guys have been close against Minnesota and Iowa. Is it disappointing? Is it encouraging? How do you feel about those close losses?
I'd say both. There's positives and negatives to take away, but yeah, it's disappointing. We didn't want to lose by just a little bit.
Matt, I don't think you dictated the pace the entire time against Evanston, especially on top. I don't think there was a point where he made a last-ditch effort to get out, and then you sort of returned him, and then he didn't seem to have as much fight. Did you feel the life kind of go out of him on your ride?
Yeah, I think, but maybe I guess I can't say I'm not him, but I felt a little bit, you know, maybe it was the crowd, but Bill, you know, throughout the third period.
You mentioned that crowd. How much did you hear that at that third period? They got behind you almost the entire 2 minutes.
Yeah, I could hear it. It was pretty loud.
Did that help at all? I mean, does that kind of provide a boost?
Yeah, I definitely say it helps. You know, after I kind of solidified the riding time, and then as the period was winding down, they got loud.
You're back behind the curtains during Hammond's match, but can you kind of get a sense of how that one turned out just by hearing that crowd and
No, I was watching for that. So yeah, I was watching the whole thing.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you got to see it or not.
Yeah.
What was the reception like for Garrett when he came off the mat, you know, when he met back up with his teammates and stuff like that?
You know, I think we're all happy for him. We see that he works hard, and we see that, you know, he's a great wrestler, so it's fun to go get those wins. And that's a lot of the atmosphere and how fun it is to see your teammates go out and do well. I mean, I was super happy for Morgan, just how he was able to go wrestle and dictate the pace of that match.
You wrestled Evans about, I think, 6 or 7 times now. Do you change up a game plan or an approach, and is it at all personal?
No, it's not at all personal, and I think the game plan is just trying to do what I can do. You know, focus on what I'm best at.
Gil, you decided to use Fry at 57 today. What went into that decision to use him, maybe over Cody or even Dylan? I know you talked about possibly getting him out there at some point.
Yeah, Fry's, you know, he was a 49-pounder a couple weeks ago, but he's got some skills. Obviously, you saw he did some nice things and gave himself a chance to win that match. But yeah, he and Cody are pretty close. You know, Dylan's very close to coming back. Dylan wanted to wrestle also, but you know, as much time as possible is better. I was happy Luke had that chance to wrestle. You know, I feel very comfortable with Cody as well. Cody is very consistent. He makes conditioning a factor in every match, and just a hard-nosed kid. He's come a long way this year. But yeah, that was just a decision we made. Nothing set in stone.
Aside from the actual results, how do you feel about the performance of these guys?
You know, I think our guys, they fought hard. You know, I think, you know, we lost some close matches, but I mean, it's all in the way you look at it. You know, I think Conaway he was on an ankle, you know, with short time to win the match against a very good wrestler. You know, had the momentum. So that's just encouraging, I think, for him. And, you know, disappointing he didn't quite get it, but, you know, it's all in the way you look at it. You can be discouraged, or you can be like, wow, you know, he's right there. Jordan's right there. Jimmy did a great job. I think Cade Moss did a great job. You know, he got cleared to wrestle the match an hour before the match, so we didn't think he was even going to be able to wrestle. So he did a nice job. He's always going to fight. I thought Bites did a great job. Again, he was in on the ankle, or you know, with short time to win the match. I think if he pulls that foot in, I'm not quite sure. I thought that, you know, so that's encouraging. I think we're right there. So although we only won one in that first half, every match was exciting. I think that was a great match. Great match to be on live on the Big Ten Network. probably the most exciting atmosphere that's been on TV outside of the NCAA finals, I would guess. So that's good stuff. So, you know, we're so close. You know, we've been so close. We've lost 3 duels. And you look back and like, man, we could have, would have, should have on this and there and right there. But, you know, that doesn't really help at this point. It's just, you know, focusing on what we did well, and let's build off of that.
Goldbaum was really up and down last season. He seems to have really turned the corner this year. What can you put your finger on that? What's led to that? Is it maturity, being in the program just another year, more workout partners? Does he put more time in, you know, in the off season?
No, I think Jimmy has always been very committed. He's a guy you have to say, hey, you got to go home in the summer. Otherwise, he wants to stay and train the whole time. And that was, you know, since he's been at Penn State. I still think the sky's the limit with him. I mean, yeah, we're seeing some great things there. You see at the end of that match that he's determined to score a point. He's going to score a point. He's just got the ability to, and the speed and the strength. So yeah, he's wrestling great. And but yeah, I think he's just getting started.
He didn't show any emotion either after, you know, as he's getting his hand raised. Is that something you'd like to see, that, you know, he's kind of level, or would you maybe like to see a little bit more emotion from him? Or
I think each individual is different. You know, I think you let them be who they are, and just try to encourage them. You know, I think he did a great job, and I'm sure if he wasn't smiling, he was smiling inside, because, you know, there were 16,000 people going crazy. You know, I was smiling, so that was fun.
Yeah, can you evaluate Jimmy Lawson's performance today? What did you think you got out of him today?
Jimmy Lawson?
Yeah.
Well, you know, he just didn't do anything. He just didn't do anything. The shoe comes off, loses that stalling call. He got ridden for 2 minutes, and that was the match, right? Was it 2-0 or 3-0? So, you know, he's got the ability to score points. You know, he's got the speed and strength and power that I don't think can be stopped if he just goes and gets it, and that's where he's just got to find the confidence to pull that trigger.
For Garrett Hammond, who's been close with some of the top guys in the country, but the ranking of the opponent, the magnitude of the moment, how much can this help him going forward?
Well, I think Garrett's, you know, the bigger the match, the better he wrestles, and he has that mentality, and he believes that. So, you know, it's something that we, you know, try to utilize, get him fired up. But he wrestled great. He Moore's a tough kid. It's been tough since he was a freshman. You know, Garrett got in there and got in deep and pulled the leg in, had a great finish, and, you know, did it in style. You know, got him up in the air and won the match and got us going again. You know, and so I was real happy with Garrett. You know, I think he's got a lot of potential there, obviously, and, you know, that's a big win for him.
When Goldbaum comes out of that scramble, comes up into that bear hug position, what are you thinking, and then what are your thoughts going through to see him take those?
I didn't see much of it. The second official was right in front of me, so I was trying to get to the side, but I mean, Jimmy, when he's determined to finish a shot, he's going to finish the shot. You know, I didn't know he came up to a bear hug because I didn't see that. I just, but I was confident that he had the momentum that he was going to finish that. That's not really a go-to finish, come up to a bear hug. You know, I mean, I've seen a few people that you know, that's the way they've wrestled. But in a situation like that, you know, he's been wrestling his whole life. He's got to trust his instincts, and I think that's what he did.
Bobby Telford was in here a little bit ago and asked about the atmosphere and how that kind of affects Iowa. And he kind of compared himself to a dog with his hair raised on the back of his neck because the crowd kind of pissed him off, for lack of better terms. How does a crowd like this maybe help the home team, hurt the away team, or maybe even help the away team to kind of motivate him like he's saying it did?
Well, I don't know. I think it's up to the individual. You get to pick and choose whether you're motivated or good or bad or inspired. You know, what's the difference? So I think it's you get to pick and choose. You know, how you deal with that. And you know, I was real happy with our team, the way that they came out with some fire. You know, I think we finished every match for the most part. You know, we finished every match strong. You know, 2 exceptions, I think. 49 heavyweight, maybe we didn't finish real strong or not 49-57. You know, but Luke's you know, he did a great job battling in there. Just, but other than that, I thought we wrestled hard the whole time, and we were pushing the pace the whole time. So, and that just comes from our guys being able to be relaxed and excited, you know, spirited, I guess, versus being afraid or nervous about going out there and just wrestling. So, you know, I was real happy with, you know, with our team and the way they competed. And that's a good team. You know, that's Iowa's a good team. Obviously, they're the #1 ranked team in the country. They beat all the best teams now. So, but our guys did well, and I think we're right there. You know, we've got a few weeks, but we'll see. You know, Big Ten's coming up quick.
Would you like to see more matches here?
I don't know. That was fun. I thought that was fun today. That was fun. And, you know, Iowa's not on our schedule next year. So, you know, I'm going to harass Coach Brands until we, you know, because it's our turn. It's our turn to bring him back for that extra match. So, you know, hopefully we'll have a round 2 next year.